crypto only stores. Let me finish the story about the whole like crypto anxiety. Is that what you call it? Crypto? No, not exactly. Crypto FOMO? FOMO anxiety. Sure. Okay. This is kind of what I'm going through right now, in a way. It's okay. So, oh man, where do we even start with this? It's like when you start crypto mining. So, like, we know when JC first joined the Discord and shit, he was talking about Bitcoin, and I'm like, oh, dude, stop fucking preaching your shit. Go get the fuck out of here, all that shit, right? And then when the whole Ethereum stuff started blowing up, I'm like, all right, I'll try doing a little bit of Ethereum, right? And then after a few days, you just keep waking up the next day and there's just like money in your wallet. And you're like, what is happening? I'm just like printing money for no reason. And then that alone, just like waking up to a full wallet is like addicting. You're like, what the fuck is this? Is literally the easiest money I have ever made in my life. And the easier it is to make the money, you're like, just keep doing this. You're like, fuck. And then you kind of want to add more rigs, and you want to add more because you want this. So it's almost like a negativity loop in a way where it's like a hit of fucking crack. You want the next hit, and you want bigger hits because you get used to the hits that you're getting, and then you're like, I need a bigger hit, and then you like, look what's going on here, right? So then yeah, I was like, dude, it's fucking rough, dude. It's rough. I don't like feeling like it's like, yeah, can I have to be self-aware too? You're like, do I feel this way because it's actually good for me, or do I feel this way? Do I actually even need the money? Like, do I want to just like destroy the planet by destroying all this electricity, right? But like, and then I was like, okay, the 2080 Ti. So the reason why this card is so good, it doesn't mine as well as it's like, so if a 3080 gets 100 hash, and then this gets 60 hash, so this mines 60% as well, right? So the 2080 Ti hashes 60% as well, but it games just as well in esports, not 4K. But in esports, 1440p and down, it game if you mod it, obviously, but it games just as well. So then I'm like, what if I just game on this and use all the Ampere cards for mining? Because this is good enough. Dude, I fucking smash. I still get 240 FPS with this, right? So then my you know what I wanted to get? No mining. So when I'm playing games on the 2080 Ti, I don't have that negative feeling that I have with a 3090, right? I'm not like I'm losing 120 hash right now, right? It's like, oh, I'm losing 60. Like the fun that I'm having hanging with the boys is worth the 60. The 2080 Ti is the fucking sweet spot, right? So next on the thing that I was thinking about, I'm like, well, the whole process of no, the 3070, that's going straight to mining. That's a dog shit card, right? That I literally only bought that thing for mining. Let me catch up on the chat here 1 sec. This is a good story to talk about though. Good topic. That's awesome, Chamber. That's hilarious. Hang on. This is kind of Dr. Phil, dude. It's fucking, there's a lot of philosophy on this channel, dude. We do it all here, man. We do it all. GI Teddy. I'll answer your question in a sec, dude. That's a good question, though. 5950X versus 10900K. If you know nothing. If you know nothing, Jon Snow. God, I missed that show. Fucking Game of Thrones, dude. What a shitty ending it was. So then when I did the gaming back to back, it also, oh shit, Dirty CES, sup man? Really appreciate the sub. What else we got here? Halo bag. Right, so then I was like, because if in the very first side to side, the 2080 Ti was a good like 40 FPS behind the 3090, right? In lumber, at it was like 1200p, 1250p, like in between 1440 and 1080, right? So then I was like, oh, I'm losing about 30 to 40. That kind of bothers me a little bit, right? Then I was like, is there a card that I can buy that's faster than a 2080 Ti but doesn't mine as well? I'm like trying to like mental gymnastic myself out of this negativity loop, right? Because I can't just buy a 3080 or 3090 because then I'm just gonna want to put it to mining, right? So I'm like what about a 6900 XT? These don't really mine for shit, and they perform well in gaming, I think. Like when I had that 6800 XT, it got the exact same FPS as my 3090 in Warzone, right? So then I was like, kind of looking for an AMD card now. It's kind of fun. And then obviously you can't buy these anywhere for not scalped prices. Then I was like, what if I could find a Titan Volta? This is the one I really want for gaming, dude. I want this. So this has ADSMs, dude. This is like a 2080 Ti on fucking crack, dude. This is 3090 level, but without like ampere optimization. So this is like 3090 performance, but like no mining performance because it's Turing architecture or Volta architecture, right? So I was like, I want a Titan Volta so bad, dude. I want this to be my gaming card so I can like play, have the fucking 300 FPS, not mine. This would also fit the bill as well. They both have ADSMs, these two, right? Or compute units, whatever you want to call it. I know it doesn't scale. Neither does the Ampere one, because the Ampere or the Volta only has 2 HBM stacks, so it doesn't really scale either. But they scale well enough in 1080p. They don't need the bandwidth or the resolutions that I play. Is what I want to say. I'm not using it for 4K Warzone. I'm using it for like 1250p Warzone, right? So these two fit the bill for me in terms of gaming cards and not having the mining anxiety on top, right? That's where I'm going with that. Hang on, let me catch up here. Isn't that fucked up? And then I was kind of hoping that everyone had kind of forgotten about the Voltas, because I was looking on eBay. Man, they're expensive. Fuck. They must have, I think they still have some kind of deep learning workload that only Volta can do properly. Like 2,500 a third. It's the same price as a 3090, man. I might as well just get a 3090 then. That's the problem. You know what I mean? It's rough, dude. Yeah, it's too much. It's too much, dude. It's too much. 6900 XT would probably fit the bill a bit better. Yeah, this is a more manageable price, right? And then I was just thinking I'm gonna get like a reference one, throwing a water block on it, using this for my daily driver for Warzone. Well, we'll see. We'll see. And then I can put this 2080 Ti to mine too, right? Anyway, yeah, we'll see. Stay tuned for more updates on how that goes, on how that whole fucking mental mindfuck goes, right? Is the 2080 Ti acceptable for gaming if you don't power mod? It depends on what model you get. You really have to shunt mod them. You have to. They're just too. They're too choked off. Like the 2080 Ti was choked off on purpose for product segmentation. You know what I mean? You have to shunt mod it to really make it stretch its wings to a 3080 level, right? That's the whole point. Let me catch up here. Yeah, see, why is your card not doing anything, RBK? For 4 months? See, you could have probably made an extra $1,000 over the last 4 months, right? You could have had a free video card. That's the problem, dude. Like, my wallet right now has 700 US in it. From when I started mining, what, 4.5 weeks ago? So I made 700 US dollars in 4.5 weeks. That's dude. So, and that was with part-time 3090 mining. Now I got full-time 3090 mining with my wife's 3090 part-timing, right? So maybe I'll just buy her a 6900 XT too, throw hers in the fucking mining rig. You know what I mean? It's where do you stuck? Because all she plays is Warzone 2. You know what I mean? At 1250p. Let me catch up on the chat here. 1080 Ti is another one that you could actually just game on. You just play on that, use your 3080 for mining. Dude, it sucks. We're actually, you know what sucks? We're at a point now where mining is so profitable that we almost have to compromise our enjoyment as gamers. It's too much. It's too much money, dude. It's too much. Like, and I was watching Moore's Law is Dead. He made some good points too, man. In his last podcast there. I think we're done with this one. So, hang on. Let me catch up on the chat here. That's the other thing. What happens when DLSS comes out on Warzone? So I already know that the 3090 can get up to 40 FPS more than a 2080 Ti in farmland, right? I would get this back with DLSS when it comes out, which then makes the argument I should keep this in here. But we also don't know when DLSS is coming out. So this could actually end up being the best fucking Warzone chip. And then you just have the 3090 mining, right? Yeah, I thought about that too. I'm like, why would I invest in an AMD card when DLSS is quote unquote around the corner for Warzone, right? Then I would have to swap back to this, because I would get more FPS with a 2080 Ti than I would a 6900 XT. There was a good topic about that too. Why buy AMD when 2060 greater than 6900 XT DLSS? This is a whole other topic. That's AMD has a big problem on their fucking hands, dude. Big problem that they need to address this. Okay, we'll add this to the list of topics for today. That's a good one. That's a really good one. Yeah, I got you, G Teddy. Hang on. Electricity cost for me is about $100 a month to run these things. $150 max with like fan speed inefficiencies and shit. I don't want to stop gaming. That's the problem, though. Like, you should never stop gaming, dude. Like, if I had no choice at all, and I would still just use the 3090 in part-time game. You shouldn't give up. So, we already give up. That's the problem. Do you make a good point, though? Why would you ever game when you just lose money when you're gaming? We give up so much of our lives already to work. Don't give up more. Find a way around it. Find a way to mine and game. Don't give up more of your life not gaming. You know what I mean? like like when you're 100 years old on your deathbed, you're not gonna remember the coins that you mined. You're gonna remember playing Valheim and dying in a boat in the middle of the ocean and having to swim back and get it and shit. That's the stuff that you're gonna remember. That's gonna be way more valuable to you when you're older, not the coins. Like, fuck, man, we have too high of a value placed on money in our society. It's you're gonna regret it. You're gonna regret it. What's the like? Okay, you know what? Deep talk. If we could go to old homes now, one day we will be able to go back to just go. I know it's like no one's gonna do this, but if you go to an old folks home and you ask all the old folks there, what's their biggest regret? Not having more fun, working too much. There's books on this shit, dude. Every single fucking one is I did not have enough fun when I was younger. Don't we have an entire generation of old people with regrets that we have to learn from, you know what I mean? So don't sacrifice your gaming for mining. I would not do that. Don't go that far. If you only have the one card to game with, just get the anxiety out and just play, you know what I mean? Hang on, let me catch up here. You're using an A. Have you ever felt the lack of an iGPU? No. Although I do have iGPU anxiety sometimes, but I have another workstation here beside me that I don't need quick sync. It's more of a, I don't know what you would call it. I have never been in a scenario where I needed the iGPU, but I still wish it was there. But it means nothing because I've never actually needed to use it ever. You know what I mean? So yeah. My workstation doesn't have one. It doesn't matter really anymore. Catching up. Holy shit, guys. There's a big chat here. One sec. Sorry. $290X for, yeah, you can do that, Wardy. Yeah, dude. You can like. When I say gaming, I don't necessarily mean Warzone or esports or anything like that either. Go back and play some indie games, dude. We've made a list. We made a list that one week of all like the games you can play with your spouse, like Full Metal Furies, Banner Saga, all these like little indie games, dude. Some of these games are way better than the AAA games that I have played. So when you like, let's say you have a 3090 and you can't find something else, maybe just get an 11700K and use the Z chip to play some of these. Like they're like find a way to continue to enjoy yourself. Do you know what I mean? There's ways, dude. You don't have to sacrifice everything for hash rates. You know what I mean? Hanging on, catching up here. Holy crap, dude. The chat's popping off. Sorry, guys. Give me a second here. Yeah, maybe start using channel points to highlight your questions. There's too much. It's too much. But think about it. I made 700 US. 700 US in a month of part-time mining with two 3090s. That's part-time. So I know I probably could have made like 1,000. That $300 is probably worth it though. Like I have a lot of fun gaming and playing Warzone now, right? I have much more fun just playing Valheim and shit. It's you know what I mean? I'm not gonna remember that $300 that I lost. Even that's a funny mind frame, huh? I literally just said that I lost $300. I didn't have it in the first place. But my brain thinks of it as a loss. Isn't that fucked? That's fucked, dude. It like I didn't have that $300 in the first place. I'm no worse off. It's almost like our brains assume that we've already mined those coins. It's, dude, oh man, we're so toxic to ourselves, dude. It's insane. Consoles are a great answer to that. Yeah, Dizzy's fun. If you can pick up a oh, you're home. You have a break? Are you gonna play Valheim? Oh, that's my baby. She's so hooked on Valheim. They have like 10 fucking bases in one map. They just keep building bases. That's how you have fun in that game. Hang on, let me catch up here. Yeah, oh yeah, consoles, great answer. If you can pick up a PS5 or an Xbox, throw a bunch of video cards in your rig, fill up all those PCI Express slots, go hit up a console, man. Catching up. Do you need a certain tier on your site to check out my system optimized or tier? I'm not doing it for 250, dude. There's a separate page for consults. Like, subscribing for a certain tier does not mean I'm gonna optimize your PC. You have to pay for a consult, dude. You know how much time it takes to optimize a PC? I'm not gonna do it for $2.50. That'd be insane. That's like slave labor. Last thing let's discuss before we get into some Warzone stuff here. Oh, how's my temps doing? I'm like sweating here. It's weird. The temps over there are good, but I'm like sweating. Okay. Why buy AMD GPU when a 2060 could potentially outperform a 60? So AMD has not said anything about Fidelity FX at all. This is the big problem. This is a big problem. AMD has no dedicated hardware for upscaling in their chips. The consoles do. The console. I'm so used to saying console. Fuck me. If no dedicated upscaling chips in their hardware, no tensor cores, no additional cores. So right away, you know it's not going to be as good as DLSS. Right away, you know that it's going to take them forever to release that. That is a big... So, because there is a global shortage right now, it doesn't really matter. It's just going to sell out no matter what anyway. But... knowing that DLSS is going to be coming to fucking every... Oh, and the Switch Pro coming out this year is going to have DLSS on it. So developers are going to start developing with DLSS. Well, Nintendo games, but still, that's a huge... There's going to be DLSS in a console soon, right? So... the arguments for buying an AMD GPU is quickly going out the window, dude. They need to get on that shit. It's rough. Yeah, it's fucking rough, dude. I don't even know what to say about that. So, that is the main thing that's holding me off from buying this. It's like, my 2080 Ti already gets 240 FPS, no problem in Warzone. When DLSS comes out, I'll get 300 back with better visual quality. Like, I'll be able to fucking render in 4K with that bitch, you know what I mean? It completely renders this obsolete. And let's say you're playing Cyberpunk or something. You have DLSS with a 2060. You don't have it with this. AMD's in big trouble, dude. AMD, oh, dude, when the Switch Pro, I can't wait for the Switch Pro, dude. I literally didn't buy a regular Switch because I was waiting for a Switch Pro for 2 years, dude. I got a lot of Switch game backlog to play, you know what I mean? 150 FPS in Warzone it's not an easy task, my friend.